Yeah, so what Saving Grace is animal rescue?
It's an animal rescue. We're foster based, so that means we don't have a shelter, facility, or a place for you to come visit. So they all live in homes. They live in a home environment. The great things about that is that means when you adopt from us, you're going to get an animal that's used to living in a home. We know if they're good with cats, we know if they're good with dogs, we know if they're good with kids because we see them in that environment. So the process would be, instead of going to a shelter like you would at, the Baltimore City shelter, for example, you find them online and apply online. Once you're approved, we set you up to meet with the foster home, and you can go to the home and see the animal in a home environment. And so we're always looking to expand with our foster network. We have fosters in Harford County, we have fosters in Wicomico County, Carroll County. So we're kind of just slowly spreading. We started in just solely Carroll County and has slowly grown throughout the past 2 years that we've been in existence.
So you also do dogs, cats and dogs?
Cats and dogs, and we would do other animals if we have the fosters. We could do guinea pigs, we could do bunnies, we could do all those things. It's really just, do we have the foster that would be willing to take them in? We don't do any like farm animals or anything along those. It's all domesticated, home animals, but primarily cats and dogs. We just this year really started to grow our dog network. We've been primarily cats, but this year in fact, we're taking in 5 dogs today. So we're very steadily increasing our dogs in the rescue.
And 100% volunteers?
100% volunteers. So we are all stretched very thin, but we work well together. From what we do, the adoption coordinators are the people who get the application, process the application, and then set up the meet and greets. The fosters, we try and supply them with food and bedding and all those things when they're donated to us, but otherwise they provide that themselves unless there's a real financial need. But all of us just pitch in where we can, and over this past year we've really grown in our fosters, so we've actually been able to add many layers of volunteers. So we have a dog coordinator who does all the dog, and she's in charge of all the dog fosters and all the dog applications, and we have a cat coordinator who does the same thing for cats. So as we continue to grow, we look to add more of those types of volunteers, and that's perfect for somebody who maybe can't foster. They can't bring another animal in, but maybe they have time to spend an hour every couple days working on an application. So we have a lot of different positions for people who have different needs but want to participate and want to help.
So how did Saving Grace start? Was there a cat named Grace?
There is a cat named Grace. That's my cat. She was my first animal that was ever mine. I grew up with dogs. I've never had a cat. And I've never really been involved in rescue. I didn't really know about the need for rescue. And then my brother's ex-girlfriend found a litter of kittens in Philadelphia under a broken down lawnmower, and she said, "Do you want this?" And I just graduated college, and I was like, "Sure, I'll take it. I'm moving." I was about to start law school, so I said, "I'll take her in." And she was the love of my life. She is the love of my life. I love her. And so that's where it started. That's where the awareness of all the millions of animals every year that are homeless and put in shelters, and that's where I began to learn about what rescues were. And then I adopted my first dog from another rescue that I'm very good friends with. And then one day I just said, I'd like to do this. This is something. When I was in law school, I was involved with the Student Animal Legal Defense Fund. It's just, it's for lawyers who do legal animal rights things, and so through that I became involved with Baltimore City Shelter Barks, and we started the rescue January 2014, 2013, 14, I don't know, it was 2 years ago, and since then it was just me. We rescued one cat in January, and then through Facebook and word of mouth, we've spread. Now we have tons of fosters and way more cats and dogs than I can count. But throughout this past 1 year, since 2014, it's really grown significantly, and just through the work of all the volunteers we have. So.
And it's a full-time job.
It feels like it at times, yes. And I work. I'm a lawyer, but. We all spread out the work as much as we can so that it's not too much for anyone. And when life happens, we're all people, so family, deaths happen, marriages happen, divorces happen, sick animals happen. you have the ability to say, I need to slow down, I need to step back. And even me as a director had to do that for a month or two. And we're such a family, the volunteers here, that we say we all rally together, okay, let's split up the work, let's do what we can. And most of the stuff that we do from an administrative point of view, like the applications, is all done from your computer. So I can, as I'm getting ready for bed, sit down and spend an hour and get it done. We have some volunteers that are able to put a lot more time in and some that aren't able to do as much time, but we always have plenty of work. So we're able to spread it out and keep it from being overwhelming, because burnout is significant in the animal welfare field. So we're trying to keep everybody enjoying what we're doing and keep from burning out primarily. So.
Absolutely. So let's see what you have here today.
Okay, yes, this is Candy and Candace. They are sisters. We actually have her mom too, but she's not here. And we got them from a very high kill shelter in South Carolina. They were set to be euthanized, and we were asked to take them in, and we did. And they're looking for their homes today. They're 7 months old, and their mom had heartworms, so that's why a lot of rescues aren't able to take, because heartworm treatment is so expensive. But we were able to raise enough money to give their mom the treatment they needed, and these two girls are ready to find their new homes. And they're great dogs. Both of them can live with cats, they can live with dogs, they can live with kids, so they're kind of the perfect for almost any family to join. And they're not going to get much bigger than they are right there, because they're 7 months old already.
They're adorable.
Yep, and we have two cats here. They're kind of hiding and hard to see, but we have Charlie and Doc, and Charlie is 6 months old and Doc's 4 months old, and they're living in the same foster home, but we have a lot of other cats and kittens. Unfortunately, we can't bring a lot here because this environment is, can really stress them out, but these two live with dogs, so they're perfectly comfortable with all this chaos here.
And which one is this?
This is Charlie. Say hi.
Oh, he's just so cute.
Look, he's like, no.
I know. Oh, really? Oh, God.
I got you, baby. I got you. Sorry.
So tuxedos are usually males, right?
Yes.
He's a male?
He's a male.
We have one. We have a tuxedo.
Oh, do you?
Elvis, yeah.
Look, he's like,
All right. You want to go back in?